I'm going to show you an app I've got. It's a new one. The name of this one is called All in One, and I call it All in One because it's got live TV, you've got movies, and you've got series in this one, and also you've got the feature at the bottom down here called Catch Up. Catch Up is kind of like a DVR. You can go back and watch something that's been on for, I think it's 3 days. It won't have every single show, but it's got a lot of channels with a lot of shows on those channels, and you can back up and watch something you might have missed. Um, you do have series. Again, there are, let's see, 1,133 series, and then movies, 18,293 movies, and this is still growing. Just yesterday there was 16,000, so it's gained 2,000 movies just today. They are updating new content into these two categories. I'll show you how this looks, and then I'll show you some settings and things that I would recommend and that I do on mine. So to start out, you've got live TV. Then the bottom box here, it says install EPG. These two are going to be the same thing, just the TV guide looks different. So I'll show you what I mean. If I click install EPG, EPG is just the TV guide, and it's going to go through a process downloading TV guide. When it gets done, it's going to bring up a bunch of boxes, which is categories, and then you'll click on the category to find what you're wanting to watch. And we'll go over all the categories this service has. Inserting TV guide. Okay. So you've got all, if you noticed all, you've got 2,451 channels altogether. Now you've got a favorites category where you can add channels to the favorites so you don't have to search for them all the time. USA Entertainment, that's where most of your US channels, network channels will be at. Kids Corner would be your kids programs, Disney, Nickelodeon, stuff like that. Premium movies would be your movie channels, HBO, Showtime, Cinemax Stars, and it's got a few others. US Sports is going to be all your sports channels. US Locals, there's a lot of locals, 580 local channels that's from all over the United States. For our area, I know there's Lexington, you've got Knoxville. Hazard's not on here. I can't find a service with Hazard, but you do have Lexington. Low BW US Entertainment. What that is low bandwidth. So if you're watching, let's say, TBS up here in the US Entertainment, and it's buffering because maybe your internet's too low, just it's not playing good, you can switch over and come to low bandwidth US Entertainment and pull up TBS, and it may play better. It comes from a different source, so that it should hopefully play better. And then the same thing with low BW US Sports. You can switch over to that and see if it'll play better on there. Also, you've got the Canadian, French, UK, all kinds of different countries. You've got your sports packages with your NBA and NFL, NCAA, pay-per-view live events. Anytime there's a pay-per-view event, wrestling, UFC, you're going to find it under pay-per-view live events. ESPN Plus, I think they only play stuff on there when there's actually something scheduled to be on there. So you may go on it and there's nothing playing right now, but you have to wait till they put something on there. Match Center is another sports section where they've got different sports going on. You can see 24/7 channels. There's 92 of those. That's just channels that play the same show over and over, no commercials, episode after episode. Then you can see some of the other stuff they've got here, the other countries. Music choice, 80 music channels. I'll show you the 24/7 channels. I won't go through all of them. But as you click, there's no information on the guide because it's 24/7 channel. It's not going to tell you anything about it. But your channels are listed here on the left. I'll go down the list. You can pause the video if you want to look and see what all they've got. But all you do, let's say we want to watch Gunsmoke, you'll click on it, and you got the option to add to favorites, or you can play. Click play, and it'll go full screen, and it'll bring up the show. Hit the back arrow, it'll go back to where you were at, and I'll show you the rest of these real quick. All right, that was all of those. I'll back out. We'll go up to US Entertainment. And this TV guide looks more like a satellite TV guide the way it's set up. But you can go through, say ABC West, click on it, click play, and it'll pull it up and go full screen. And sometimes it may go black screen like this, but if I turn the volume up, you'll probably hear it talking. Yeah. So what you can do is just change the channel. I'll push down on the remote, CBS East. I'll push back up to go to ABC West, and it should bring it up. Sometimes it gets a glitch, and all the services seem to do that from time to time. But like I said, just change the channel, go back, and it usually pulls it right up. So I won't go through all these channels. There's way too many to go through. But you'll have all your basic network channels that you're used to getting are on here. I've got them all listed in ABC order. There's a way to set that differently. I'll show you that in just a second. I'll go through the list here real quick. It's your news station, CNN and Fox. MeTV, ID channel, MTV, National Geographic, Outdoor. Let's go through some of these real quick. TBN, TBS. Got the Weather Channel. Again, once you click play, it'll go full screen. There it is. Back arrow takes you back. Okay. Let me show you the other option here. If I hit back, if you just do live TV, you get the same box as you had, just the TV guide looks a little different. So on this one, US Entertainment, same channels, but now your channels are on the left, and your TV guide will load on the right. There it comes. TV guide is down here. You'll play, well, if I click, let's say A&E, it'll change here and go to A&E. And then you'll click again to go full screen. So I click again, and there's full screen. Hit the back arrow on your remote, takes you back to your channels. Hit the back arrow. Sports, and you've got tons of sports channels. Go down the list here real quick so you can look at those. Again, you can pause the video if you want to see more of what it's got, but I'm just going to go through it kind of fast. SEC Network. All right, and that's all of them. Now, if I go over here to movies, click movies, you can do all, and it pulls up all the movies. You can go into categories, new releases. If I do new releases, I'll show you how it works. There's no links. We'll pick the first one, Abducted. You click on it, you've got the option to add to favorites, watch the trailer, or you can just simply click play and let it pull the movie up. Now that one loads pretty quick. Some of them load fast, some of them spin a little bit, but they do come on. I don't know if I can find one that might spin. Bad Boys. It's a newer movie. Okay, yeah, this one's spinning a second. We'll give it a second. I'll show you that it will come on. You just have to give it a little bit of time. And sometimes the movie might be listed more than once. Here it comes. It's coming up now. There it is. So sometimes if it's listed more than once, maybe the other one might play better. You can always search a movie. If you're going to search a movie, I would definitely go to all before you search, because if you're searching in new releases and they've got it listed under comedy, you're not going to find it. So go to all, and how you search is you got a magnifying glass up at the top. So you'll come over to it, click on it, and then you can simply type in a show or a movie rather. And as you're typing, it starts filtering it in the background. So if I type in Toy Story, I can already see it's got all of them listed. So click next. And then you've got the Toy Story movies. So if you click Toy Story, click play, and then you wait for it to come up. There it is. Come back out. And series is done the same way. If you go to series, all is how I would search. So if you're searching for a series, go to all, or you can simply come into one of the categories. You can see all the categories they've got. But let's say I want to watch family show Lego Masters. You got watch trailer, episode, or season. So I click seasons. There's one season. And here's the episodes. So I'll just click on the episode I want, and it's going to pull it up. And there it comes. So I'll back out of this. Now, for some of the settings on how this works, let me go into the settings. One more thing, the catch-up down at the bottom. Catch-up, you click on it. 1,313 shows. So if I do, let's say, U.S. Entertainment, there's 158 U.S. channels. All you do, let's find, here's A&E. You notice at the top, it's got June the 28th, June the 29th, and June the 30th. You can go over to each one of those and then go down the list. Again, it's got several shows on it. You won't have every single show, but it might be something that you've missed and you want to watch. So you've got all these. So let's say I want to go back on the 28th and watch the first 48. I'll click on it. And then the previous show that was on is going off, and that one will come on. So there's how that works. All right, now for the settings. To go into the settings, you want to go up here to the one that looks like a little gear and click settings. Now, some things I would change, go into general settings, and by default, it looks like this. All these boxes are checked. Auto start on boot up, I always turn that off, because what that means is if your Fire Stick or device restarts, it will automatically open this program, Wildcat Media. I don't want it to always open it up, so I uncheck that. And then active subtitles, I turn that off as well. That's because sometimes you'll watch a show and it'll pop up the subtitles on the bottom. So this turns them off. Then go down and click Save Changes. I would go into time format, and it's set to 24 hours. So you'll have 1312 or something for the time. So click 12-hour format so you get the normal time format. Save that. Player settings, it's set to, I believe, software decoder. Myself, it seems to do better for me on hardware decoder. Now you can try native or some of the other ones, but I usually go with hardware decoder for mine. Save the change. External players, you need to add in VLC player. You may have another player, and you can try that as well. If you don't have VLC player, you can search it from your home page on the Fire Stick and just type in VLC, and you can download it. But let me remove this. So when you click on external player, it comes up like that. So click add player. And it's going to give you a listing of all the players you have on your device. So I click VLC player and add, and it's added it. And I'll tell you what VLC is for in just a second. The next player I would go into is player selection. And the only thing in here I would do myself is catch up. It's set to built-in player, and you want to go and change it to VLC. Because if you don't change it to VLC, catch up will play black screen and you'll hear it talking, but you won't see it. So with VLC player, it fixes that so that you can actually see and hear the show. So once you've got that done, you've got parental controls. What you can do on this, say you don't want to see some of the foreign countries or some of the sports categories, you don't want to see all that. You can enter a password, and I've done got mine set, but you can enter a password on here, and you can go in and hide the things you don't want to see. So I'll show you what I mean. Once you enter your password, you've got locks over here on the right. So if I don't want to see, say, all these different countries, I can click on it and it puts a lock beside of it. And then after I've done all those I want to do, I'll get a few more of them here. Okay, then you can hit your back arrow again. And now when I go into live TV, I won't see any of those categories because they're locked and hid. You see now they're all gone. So you can hide whatever you want on that. Another setting I would do is on live TV. When you go into your channels, you can sort the channels how you want them. I've got mine in alphabetical order. So you do that by hitting the menu button on your remote, the 3 lines, and you get a menu. And you've got sort, and it's set to default, so you can do A to Z, and that puts all your channels in alphabetical order, or you can do it one of these other options, but then click save. Anytime the TV guide's not working, you can always hit your menu button on your remote, 3 lines, and you've got refresh TV guide, and you've also got refresh channels, movies, and series, so it loads everything up. And that is basically it. Once you click one of those, it's going to ask, do you want to do that? And you can click yes, and it will reload everything. And that's all I can think of to show you multi-screen. If you pay for more than, which this one comes with 2 connections, but you can pull up to 4 channels and watch at the same time. Now, if you're paying for 2 connections, you need to only do 2 screens, because if you're watching more than what you're supposed to, the system catches you. It can block your account. So only use what you're paying for. And I believe that's it, guys. You can also you can click account up here and click log out and then log back in. Sometimes if you're having a problem, you can log out, and then when you log out, it's going to show you your screen again. To log back in, it'll have your name. Click on it and it'll log you back in. But if you got any questions, guys, you can message me. You can let me know any questions you have or any problems you've got. I sell this for $22. Most of my services are $15. This one I do $22 only because it's got everything on it. You've got movies and series plus the live TV. So for $22, it works 2 connections for 1 month. Any questions, guys, send me a message, and thank you all again.